When I signed the papers to adopt Rusty, I was excited but also nervous. The lady at the rescue service handed me a small folder with his medical records, a bag of dog food, and some pamphlets about training. "Take it slow," she said. "He's been through a lot." I nodded, even though inside I was thinking, how hard can it be? Well, I learned fast. I brought Rusty home in the back seat of my car. My kids were bouncing with excitement. My husband was smiling, but it was that nervous smile he does when he's worried. As soon as I opened the door, Rusty froze. He wouldn't get out of the car. He just sat there, staring at the house like it was a trap. I tried to coax him out with a treat. My daughter tried calling, "Come on, Rusty." Nothing. Finally, I had to lift him out. He was heavier than I expected. He leaned against me, shaking. Inside the house, it wasn't much better. He went straight to a corner of the living room and curled up. He didn't move for hours. That night, he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't drink. He just lay there, eyes half closed. My son asked, "Is he broken?" I didn't know what to say. By the second day, Rusty started moving around. But then we noticed something. He wouldn't stop scratching. His skin was red and raw. I called the rescue service. They told me he had mange, which they had been treating, but it would take time. They offered to cover the rest of the medication and even dropped it off at our house. I couldn't believe that. I thought once you adopt an animal, you're on your own. But they showed up in their van, handed me the meds, and gave me clear instructions. "Don't worry," the woman said. "This is common with strays. He'll get better." And she was right. The bigger problem was money. We were already living paycheck to paycheck. Now we had vet visits, medicines, special shampoo, food. Even with the rescue service covering some things, the costs added up. One night, my husband sat me down. "We can't afford this," he said quietly. I knew he was right, but when I looked at Rusty, curled up at my son's feet, I couldn't imagine giving him back. The next day, I called the rescue service again. I felt embarrassed. But the woman on the phone listened and said, "Don't feel bad. We hear this all the time. We have programs that can help." And they did. They gave us coupons for food, connected us with a low-cost vet, and even offered training classes for free. It felt like they weren't just saving Rusty. They were saving us from giving up. About a month in, Rusty started to feel comfortable. Maybe too comfortable. He chewed the couch. He barked at the neighbors. He had accidents on the carpet. One night, after he chewed through my work boots, I lost it. I yelled. He cowered in the corner, shaking. My daughter started crying. That was the first time I thought, maybe I made a mistake. I called the rescue service again. The trainer on the phone listened, then said, "He's not trying to be bad. He just doesn't know what's safe yet. Let's get you into a class." The next Saturday, we drove to their training center. There were other families there, all struggling just like us. Some dogs barked nonstop. Some pulled so hard on the leash their owners could barely hold on. The trainer, a tall guy with a calm voice, showed us simple steps. How to reward Rusty when he listened. How to redirect him when he was chewing. How to stay calm. Even when I felt frustrated. It wasn't magic, but it worked. Slowly. After a few weeks, Rusty was a different dog. One evening, about 3 months after we got him, Rusty slipped out the front door. My son had left it cracked open, and Rusty bolted. I ran after him barefoot, yelling his name. He was fast, even with his limp. He darted across the street, into a neighbor's yard, then disappeared into the dark. We searched for hours. I drove around the neighborhood, windows down, calling his name. Nothing. My daughter was sobbing. My husband was angry. I thought we'd lost him for good. Then I remembered the rescue service. I called their emergency line. The same calm woman answered. I explained what happened. She told me to text her a photo of Rusty and my address. Within an hour, they had people driving around helping us look. At 3 a.m., one of their team members called. "We've got him." They found him hiding under a porch, scared and shaking. They coaxed him out and brought him back to us. When they handed him over, I almost cried. That night, I realized something. Most places would have just said, "Sorry, nothing we can do." But the Dallas Animal Rescue Service went out of their way in the middle of the night to bring my dog home. They didn't treat him like a stray. They treated him like family. Over the next year, Rusty became part of our lives. He slept at the foot of my son's bed. He followed me around the kitchen. He even learned to play fetch, though he was slow because of his limp. The rescue service checked in on us every few months. They sent emails with tips. They even invited us to adoption events where Rusty got to show off as a success story. Every time I felt grateful, not just because they saved Rusty, but because they never once made me feel stupid or guilty for struggling. One day, my daughter asked, "Mummy, why do they help so much?" I thought about it, and I realized it wasn't just about animals. It was about people too. They knew families were trying. They knew life was hard. And instead of judging, they gave support. That's rare. Rusty is still with us. Healthy, happy, and spoiled. But the story doesn't end there. Because of everything the rescue service did for us, I decided to volunteer. I'll talk about that in the next part. Here comes the end of part 2. Hope you enjoyed watching. For this video to reach others like you, we do need your support. Please like,
share,
comment,
subscribe,
and don't forget to turn on the notification bell, so I get to notify you when I post part 3 of this video. Thanks for watching.